Hi, I'm Tony Constantine, an investment advisor representative with Lifemark Securities Corp. Last week, on Friday, Jerome Powell, the chairman of the Federal Reserve Board, announced that the Federal Reserve is going to continue its assault on inflation. And they're going to continue to do so until they've beaten it. So expect increases in the interest rates coming soon. That followed on the heels of Congress passing the Inflation Reduction Bill, which they borrowed $800 billion to spend on supposedly reducing inflation, though there wasn't much earmarked specifically for inflation that anybody I've talked to has recognized in the bill. But that's what they did. Apparently, the government is continuing to think that they can spend their way out of debt. Interesting. I don't know how that works. If you do know how it works, please get the information to me so that I can understand it and explain it to my clients and my followers on here. Anyway, we need to do something, and we need to do it correctly. You have to be, in my opinion, you have to be very sure of your sources and check them to make sure that they are good sources and that you get good information. Before you engage in that activity, I strongly urge you to go to my website, www.constantinenationalfinancial.com, navigate to the My Videos page, and scroll down to Recency Bias. On that page, you have most of the biases that we all have, psychological biases, that prejudice in ways that could be detrimental to our finances. Read the recency bias, then read it again, and see how you can fit yourself into that mold. Do you have a recency bias? I know I do. I think we all do. We have a tendency to believe that which we last heard more than any other thing that we heard before that. And that can, in this day and age, be very detrimental to your wealth. See, the problem is, most of us get our information either from the internet or from the news. Not everybody in the news knows what they're talking about, and not everybody on the internet knows what they're talking about. Case in point, for the past few years, I've been getting every Monday a list of 7 talking points for the week. These are talking points to generate interest in money and investing and things like that. Well, a couple of weeks ago, I received one, and I was reading down through it, and it said that the last time the federal debt was paid down to zero was by President Andrew Johnson in 1835, and it was followed by a panic, a financial panic or crisis. I looked at it and said, that is not correct. Then I went back to my sources and checked it out and found out that almost nothing in that statement was correct. First, President Andrew Johnson became president for the first time in 1865 when Abraham Lincoln was assassinated. He was the vice president and he was elevated to the presidency. So he did not pay down the debt in 1835, and in fact, he did not pay down the debt, which was probably at its highest point ever at that point because the Civil War had just ended. And they still had more expenditures that they had to make with Reconstruction and things of that nature. So in reality, it was President Andrew Jackson who paid down the debt to zero in 1835. And we're not done yet. The panic or the economic crisis or financial crisis that ensued didn't come about because he paid down the debt. It came about because President Jackson took away the charter of the United States Bank, which at that point was a private bank that acted as the Federal Reserve does today. And the president of that bank was funneling as much profit to his own pockets as he possibly could, which is why Jackson hated the bank and took away the charter. That caused the panic because the other bankers around the country didn't know what to do without a central bank as a backstop for them. So what I'm trying to tell you is that just because you got it on the internet, and it may have been referenced to a source like history.com, doesn't mean it's accurate or true. Unfortunately, we have very low standards in the education system today, and we have people that don't know their facts, can't read, can't interpret, and shouldn't be interpreting facts, actually. So that's why I say it's important that we go back to the facts, get good information and real facts, and then we can start to make some decisions. Come back next week for our next exciting episode. Until then, make every day a great day. And if you need to contact me, my contact information will be on screen in a moment.